Okay, so what we are going to do with this is we are going to do some thinking on something to do with electricity. Okay, you'll need one of these sheets each. Okay, the slip of paper that I am giving you, can you please keep to yourself for the moment? Okay, you get the opportunity to share your ideas shortly. Okay, first thing we're going to do is be a bit creative with our ideas about electricity. What we're going to do here is we are going to think of a question we could ask. The question you're going to ask is how well does a particular model for explaining circuits actually fit in reality? Okay, we've all got a picture, an idea of what electricity is like. There are lots of different ways you can describe that model. So there are 3 different examples in the room at the moment. What we're going to do is try and work out which of those models actually does fit electricity best. So how well does your particular model fit in terms of what's happening in the real world? So the first thing you need to do on that sheet, so anyone who doesn't have that sheet, first thing you need to do is write in what the name of the model is that you've got to look at. So how well does the marble race model, or the water model, or the tanker model fit electrical circuits in reality? Okay, so just in the gap on that sheet, write in what the name of your model is. Okay, our second step here, and this is the second box, clarity and precision. This is the facts. Okay, so what we want to do with our question is to be a bit more specific, more precise with it. Okay. Think about what represents current in that model. What represents voltage in your model. And what components are represented in that model. Okay, so I'm going to give you about 2 minutes. Read through what the model is. Think about how is current represented in that model. So in the marble race, what is representing current? Okay. In the water model, what is representing current? In the tanker model, what is representing current? Okay, so a couple of minutes just to decide what you think is representing each of those things, and which components might be represented in it. Okay, this is your ideas. Okay, so doing this on your own to start with. Okay, most people have got something written down here. Next step is your reasoning. So we need to be thinking about why. So the reason I think that is, okay, so you need to be thinking about why do I think that that represents current? Why do I think that that represents voltage? Why am I having trouble figuring out what anything is? Okay, so if you answered not sure for the clarity and precision part, what is it about the model that's making it hard for you to understand? Or why did you choose something to represent current? Why did you use that to represent voltage? Okay, our next step is to think a little bit deeper than what we've got there. What we're going to do is we're going to look at in what respects does the model not fit reality. Is there a point where the model actually doesn't explain something? Where does that model fail? And what doesn't my model explain? Okay, so use those questions to have a think about the model. Okay, where doesn't it fit reality? So what is it about the model that is nothing like electricity? When does the model fail? Is there anything it can't explain? Okay, that's our deep thinking. Everyone's got something written down, which is great. What's the final thing we need to do? You need to share your ideas with other people. So what we're going to do is we're going to work sort of in 3 areas. Okay? Those people people who have the marble race model, okay, anyone with the marble race model here comes up to the front desk and discusses that with the other people who have the marble race model. Okay, so the same everywhere. The marble race model people will come up to the front set of desks. Okay, next set of desks will be the water model, and up the back, the tanker model. We've got Karen, I've just put the marble here. Remember, what's voltage do? Final thing to do, what I'd like to do is get you to go back to your individual tables and now explain your model to the other people at your table, because nobody at your table will have the same model as you.